Is the plan for you to be back, like for real, like to you're back to stay and to fight more fights, and not just a one and done? Is that the plan?
No, one at a time, but I'm back.
One at a time.
One at a time.
So depending on how this fight goes, you're saying, like, what if it doesn't go?
You're coming back. Why?
I'm coming back because, like I said, boxing is always my passion, and I miss boxing for how many years? Whole years I stopped boxing, and I always thinking boxing, and even my house I have a boxing.
Many boxing fans and boxing professionals thought Manny Pacquiao's return to boxing was as a result of him being broke or overambitious. Not until he recently revealed the real problem that forced his return. In an interview, after his Hall of Fame induction, he revealed the major factor that brought him back to boxing a month after he was introduced to the class of retired legends.
Last but very far from least, 2025 inductee to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, 8th Division World Champion, global superstar, Manny Pacquiao.
When discussing his return to boxing in an interview with TMZ Sports, Pacquiao commented with strong words his impression of what politics is like. "Politics is so dirty. I don't like that. When I was in politics, I wanted to serve honestly. I wanted politics to replace boxing. But it was too dirty, so I had to come back to my first love," he said.
Yeah. Well. Last question. Will you ever run for president in the Philippines? You know, like, you know, the Senate run is over. You know, like
right
you're
now,
coming back to fighting. Would you ever consider it?
Right now, I'm at
In the future,
like zero in my mind about politics.
I feel you.
Politics is so dirty. Like,
oh wow, so it was.
Clearly, Manny Pacquiao had suspended boxing to pursue his political career. And with a string of failures and unfulfillment in politics, he has now made his way back to the sport. The Filipino boxing legend made no mistake 4 years ago when he decided to hang up his boot. He took some beating from Yordenis Ugas and decided to call it quits, accepting the fact that his body couldn't take it anymore. Shockingly, the same man who, despite the love he had for the sport, had to accept the reality of father time, now decided to return to boxing when age has even done more damage on him. Confusingly, the record he's returning to break was a record set by him 6 years ago. So it hardly makes any sense that he's returning to the ring to become a world champion.
Doesn't go to where you want it to go. Not that you want to think like that as a champ, you know. You don't think.
yeah.
But what if it doesn't? Does that mean not to continue? Because the boxing world, you know.
Why not? I'm still here. As long as my body can fight, then I'll fight.
I love it. You know, how old can you imagine, based on how you feel? Like, how old do you think you can get in the ring? You know, 50.
I don't know. That's a favor and blessing from God. I mean, amazing.
But his recent revelations have shed so much light on the matter. Boxing icon Manny Pacquiao recently sent a strong message about his experience in politics, calling it dirty and expressing his disenchantment after years as a senator in the Philippines. Pacquiao said, "I discovered that in politics you don't know what is real or not. People have many faces." The phrase reveals his disenchantment with political life, feeling that behind the promises lie unclear motives, which undermines his motivation. In 2021, Manny Pacquiao retired from boxing and began a political career where he was a senator and even ran for president, but he was not very lucky, as he lost by a wide margin.
It was an eye-opening experience. To realize that
Politics is so dirty.
Wow.
So, but I don't like that. I mean, I don't like that. I want to. When I was in politics, I want to serve honestly. I want to serve people because
the boxer has always had the desire to enter a complicated world like politics, and, as he says, his intention was to be able to help the people of his country to get ahead. However, he himself realized that things didn't work out as he expected and that he has ended his role in that area. In the interview, Manny Pacquiao was asked about his current state and also about the criticism he has received due to questions about whether he is really in a position to have a fight after several years. The Filipino assured me that he is in very good shape. As long as my body can fight, then I will fight.
I'm thankful of that, but I'm the one who can, I'm the one who can feel my body.
Right.
Like, I'm not abusive to my body, so I'm always discipline my body. And of course, not only that, but it's a blessing from God that I still have this condition, strength, speed.
Well, people were blown away.
On his social media, Pacquiao has also commented that, "I'm not done with this yet," and also a phrase from Rocky, "Life hits you hard, but what matters is how many blows you can take and keep going." In his videos, he can be seen training and also plays the legendary song from that movie, Eye of the Tiger. On August 21st, 2021, Manny Pacquiao last donned the gloves to fight Yordenis Ugas, who eventually took the victory with great determination and margin, unanimous decision over 12 rounds. That last day of Pacquiao's career took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada, and marked the end of his career to make way for politics. However, the Filipino is now ready for his big comeback and hopes to have the support of all his fans.
Also, my legs is tight.
Yeah, we saw that you didn't use your legs as much, not as much footwork from you, and not as much head movement from you as well. Was it a matter of tightness? Was that the issue?
Yeah, my legs is so tight. That's why it's hard to move.
Do you think that's father time? 42 years old, still doing this, man, going the distance here against yes, look at this. This crowd is so pumped to be here. They came to see you. What do you want to say to them?
Well, I'm so thankful to the fans. So
WBC championship fight against Mario Barrios on July 19th, 2025. At the age of 46, he claims that his passion for boxing is unquenchable. The determination, the desire to train is there. It's incredible. What he is looking for in his comeback is to inspire the next generation and cement his legacy as a ring icon. Manny Pacquiao frankly declares that politics disgusts him because of its dirtiness and that he wants to forge his legacy in a ring, not on a podium. His next fight against Barrios will be his new goal. In the meantime, his message resonates as a powerful testimony of disenchantment and return to what really drives him. Sports media value his decision to return to boxing, although some warn of the risks at his age.
Well, listen, Bob Arams, obviously, he said he would never doubt you, but he said some things. He was basically saying, he says he understands, he doesn't understand why you would risk yourself fighting against a champion at this age, especially since you've been inactive. What do you say to that?
I understand of the concern of other people. I'm thankful of.
Political analysts see in his disillusionment a powerful critique of the Filipino system. A national hero disappointed in his own public journey? Clearly, Manny Pacquiao's fighting days aren't finished yet, as he's coming out of retirement at 46 for a shot at another title next month. The Filipino boxer has shown on his social networks the preparation he has been having with videos, photos, and phrases from the renowned and historic film Rocky, with which Pacquiao wants to show that he is more alive than ever and that his age is not an impediment to shine again in the sport he loves so much.
That's our legacy, to leave a legacy to the young generation.
So you could serve more people in this realm than that realm.
I always say, like, you are just passing by. We're blessed if we can get 100 years old in this world and then gone.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
We came to this world naked and we will depart naked.
No matter what happens in the remaining stage, it's hard to find many better resumes than the one he has already assembled in a career that landed him in the International Boxing Hall of Fame in New York on Sunday. And now, when I look back, 8 division world champion, world titles in 4 different decades, oldest welterweight world champion in history, those are not just opinions, they are facts, Pacquiao said. The Philippine fighter was the headline name in the class of 2025 that was enshrined during a ceremony at the Turning Stone Casino in Verona. He won't be able to celebrate too long, as then it's back to training for his July 19th bout in Las Vegas against World Boxing Council champion Mario Barrios.
Boxing ring, boxing gym, and I always I always work out every day, like playing basketball and playing badminton. So that's why I really love exercise and I really miss boxing. July 19th is gonna be a good action and good fight. Especially there's a
Pacquiao didn't mention that during his speech at the end of a lengthy induction ceremony. Instead, he focused on the record-setting accomplishment of winning titles in 8 weight classes. A fighter who made his pro debut in the 106-pound class and rose all the way to win a title at the 154-pound limit from flyweight to junior middleweight, 8 divisions. Pacquiao said, "Every fight, every victory was a step further from poverty. It was not just for me, but for my family, for the Filipino people."
lot of good undercards in this fight. So I know Barrios' capacities. He can really entertain the fans, and we can entertain the fans on July 19. And also the undercards, they're very good match. So I'm sure the fans are going to watch the fight. It's going to be...
As anticipation builds for Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring, memories of his past triumphs continue to resurface. None more notable than his 2008 dismantling of Oscar de la Hoya, a bout that not only ended the Hall of Famer's career, but also elevated Pacquiao to superstardom. More than 15 years after that pivotal night, De La Hoya is reflecting on the moment that changed the course of his legacy. As the boxing world turns its attention to Pacquiao's upcoming fight against Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas, De La Hoya has offered a blunt 4-word summary of what it felt like to trade punches with the Filipino legend.
You're 46 years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend in between training, in between sparring sessions. There's no shame in taking a day off or two, Manny. Trust me. Let your body relax, let your body rest. He'll do fine. He's experienced, he's got...
It didn't do anything. That's how De La Hoya described Pacquiao's punches in a recent conversation. An admission that speaks volumes, not necessarily about power, but about the methodical destruction Pacquiao once delivered. Speaking on the Combat Podcast, De La Hoya clarified that while Pacquiao's blows lacked knockout force, it was the relentless pace and precision that overwhelmed him. It's funny, because I didn't feel Pacquiao's punch. It didn't do anything to me. Maybe it's because Pacquiao was coming up in weight, he explained. I believe that was his first fight at welterweight, so I didn't really feel his punch. With him, it was more of an accumulation.
Oscar, he's comeback. He's coming back.
Yeah,
for the WBC title at 147.
Thank you so
I
much.
wish him all the best.
Quadra, I love him.
Can he do it?
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely.
That's a Mexican
Manny
guy.
Pacquiao's
Oscar needs
he's a legend. You know,
some nice ones. Thank you.
he's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
While the former champion's tone remains respectful, his reflections provide insight into how elite fighters perceive damage not just through brute force, but sustained tactical pressure. With Pacquiao now set to face WBC welterweight title holder Mario Barrios, De La Hoya offered advice rooted in both experience and concern. Speaking to Seconds Out, the Golden Boy issued a warning. "I wish him all the best. Obviously, the truth is the truth. He's obviously not the same Pacquiao that fought me, that fought the greats." The age gap between Pacquiao, now 46, and the 29-year-old Barrios is hard to ignore. De La Hoya added, "Be careful up there. He's not young like he used to be, but I'm sure he still has that power, so anything can happen." It's a reminder that boxing, especially at the highest levels, is an unforgiving sport, where legacy and risk are constantly at odds.
He's got obviously the power, because it never leaves you. The speed I'm a little worried about, but I think, look, Barrios is a live dog. He's a world champion, and he's no slouch. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I wish Manny all the best. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really haven't seen Barrios, but I think Barrios, I mean, the youth is obviously with him in his corner.
Should Pacquiao defy the odds and overcome Barrios, he already has his eyes set on another challenge. Although no official names have been confirmed, speculation around a high-profile matchup is gaining momentum. Whether his return is the beginning of a farewell tour or a genuine bid for another world title, one thing remains certain. Pacquiao's presence still captivates. And for those who faced him, like De La Hoya, the memory of his whirlwind offense lives on. Even if the punches, in Oscar's words, didn't do anything.
When you fought Pacquiao, what was going through your mind at that time, Oscar?
What happened in that fight, I mean, I was a zombie, drained. I had fought Bernard Hopkins at 160. So I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened, he punched me, I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there, my fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, if you watch my documentary, it explains to you what I was thinking, what I was feeling. I literally wanted to die in that ring. 8th round, everybody was gonna stop it. Everybody wanted to stop it, including the ref. And I said, no, I want one more. In my head, I was thinking.
Trainer Teddy Atlas, who is considered an expert voice in boxing due to his legendary experience, has now given his prediction for the fight. His analysis is always one worth heeding, and in a recent interview with The Ring, Atlas pointed out a burning debate in boxing history. Who wins when a great smaller fighter takes on a great bigger fighter, which seems to be the key theme of Canelo versus Crawford.
I thought it was going to be, I just think Crawford's real special. I think Canelo's really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. I see it. The timing, the instinct, the eyes, the ability to be chilly cold, not just cold and calm, but chilly cold, where you can see things other people don't see and react to it just.
Bud is moving up 2 weight classes as his last fight took place at 154 pounds against Israel Madrimov. Crawford arguably didn't look his best in that fight, but Atlas was quick to note that Madrimov has 300 amateur fights under his belt, making him a conundrum. Speaking to The Ring, Atlas said, "You reverse who's got the advantage and the disadvantage. Yeah, the size, the power, Canelo, he's got the advantage. Then all of a sudden you go back and say, wait a minute, the other guy is faster, the other guy's craftier, the other guy has more options, the other guy's slicker. Maybe he's got the advantages."
I know he didn't have a great performance when he moved up to 154, but he was fighting a good fighter. He was fighting a guy that fought a very difficult style at that moment, and he was fighting at a weight class that was foreign to him, and we had to give him a minute. Nobody wants to give anyone a minute in this business. You're supposed to be great, you got to be great every minute. But I gave him a minute to kind of get his feet settled at a new weight class, and he still did what he had to do.
Atlas went on to compare Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford to Manny Pacquiao's fight against Oscar De La Hoya. He claimed that Pacquiao was the faster fighter and defeated De La Hoya in their 2008 showdown. He said, "Like the first time Pacquiao fought De La Hoya, I know De La Hoya was having trouble with weight and all that stuff, I get it. But still, I remember that I picked that one that Pacquiao is going to win. You're saying De La Hoya is bigger, stronger, he's got the power advantage, he's got this edge, but the other guys are quicker, that's going to be an edge, and it was an edge."
To do to win. But I still see the greatness. The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, it's in his background, where he came from. That there's something about, just like a Sugar Ray Leonard had that something about him when he's a junkyard dog, when he has to be a junkyard dog. And with all the intangible gifts that I just touched on, not just that the ones that we already.
Atlas lauded Canelo Alvarez's stellar resume, but said, "I am one of the people that thinks Crawford is very, very special. I am not saying Canelo is not, but I think he's special in a different way, where he has instincts that not everyone has. It's the timing, the instinctual things, the X factor, and again, the intangibles that he has." Over the first weekend in June, the 8-division champion Pacquiao will be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame and switch his attention back to Barrios, a 30-year-old who wasn't even born when the Filipino icon made his pro debut in 1995. But the World Boxing Council re-entered Pacquiao in its rankings earlier this month at the number 5 spot, and the hand-picked Barrios is perceived to be a very winnable fight. Once a long-planned fight with Pacquiao didn't materialize last year, Barrios shifted focus and fought to a surprising split draw against Abel Ramos in November. When Pacquiao was asked by a group of reporters about the 16-year age discrepancy and the dangers of returning now, he flashed a smile and said, "Don't worry about it. It's a tough road for anyone at this age to do what Manny is trying to do, but if anyone can do it, Manny can," Roach told The Ring in a statement provided by his publicist, Fred Sternberg. Pacquiao also teased that his son Jimuel will make his pro debut on a card that is also supposed to feature the rematch between World Boxing Council junior middleweight champion Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu.
We're here in Manila with the great legendary champion Manny Pacquiao, Sean Gibbons, and Manny is announcing the creation of the memorial for the 50th anniversary of Ali Frazier, the Thrill in Manila.
That was 50 years ago.
So next October 1st, 2025, many surprises to come. And we will fully support all your efforts.
It's going to be a big event.
He's 46 now, and even me, as his son, I love him. He's my dad. There's also concern there, Jimuel told reporters during Roach's ceremony in Hollywood on Sunday, but I believe in him. He has shown us that he stays in shape year-round and all that. So weight is not going to be a problem, fitness is not going to be a problem.
You're looking in tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it. Manny, for a lot of people, you're the greatest fighter in history, the only champion in 45 decades. When you beat Barrios, what does that say?
Oh, it's a big thing for me.
And congratulations, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, June. How are you, madam?
The fervor and buzz around Manny Pacquiao is catching up. Though criticisms over his comeback fight against Mario Barrios persist, as the boxing legend goes about preparing for the big one on July 19th, the enthusiasm hasn't dimmed altogether, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.